Hello.
Hello. Welcome back. Dota Summit 7.
Yes.
That's weird for me to say. I missed the last one, so it's like, I don't know.
Where were you? You were here, though.
Not at Dota Summit. I was in Australia.
Oh, yeah, you weren't there. That's right.
Not being at a Dota Summit. I got to watch the summit from home. It was a good feeling, but this time I get to be here, experience it all. It's been good. How are you guys doing?
Doing well. We had a little bit of a, we had a nice ASMR cast in the last one. Everybody was just kind of very slow and steady.
The Bulba
nice.
Ghost Stick cast.
Yeah,
nice.
it was nice and quiet. We enjoyed ourselves, though.
Nice.
I'm sure people may have fallen asleep a little bit during it, but you know.
That's why I joined now, to be even more resident sleeper cast.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. We got Bulba coming back soon. He's getting a bite to eat. He'll be back, though.
Finishing food. Got Thai food, I think it was?
I think
Thai
so.
Food?
My hair's sticking up.
Smells good.
Looks Chinese.
Chinese. Thai.
It's the same thing.
So that last
For some
game,
people.
You guys watch that?
Yeah.
Caught a glimpse. Caught a glimpse.
Looked pretty one-sided. VP just cruising through, you know.
Yeah.
I guess that in itself is not a big surprise, but I mean, good for VP. They've got TI and all that coming up. So.
Yep. They overall looked pretty good. The game was a little bit strange. Some stuff that was going on, like a couple of, like positionings and rotations coming out. It was just VP having like much stronger team fight though overall.
Feels like they're also picking like a bunch of different heroes too. They're really trying stuff out. We saw like Nature's Prophet earlier and stuff. We're seeing, I mean, AG. I saw some of the players making jokes because they're picking the Arteezy heroes for Ramses, the Veno, the Drow, but VP like kind of going out of their comfort zone at least, which is good. But game 2 about to be underway. I say that we get a ready and then a all caps.
Ready.
Not ready. Not. It's not that he's just not ready. It's all caps. So Lil is.
I think they might be getting some snacks.
Oh, that's all good. We're like early. These summit days are so chill. We just kind of finish up early in the afternoon. I don't know. VP's all sitting down.
No, they're ready.
What's the cause for delay? Someone spilled something.
Someone spilled something.
Oh no.
Oh no one. What'd you do?
Oh no.
Maybe that's
solo,
why it's caps.
Right?
Oh yeah, maybe it was solo. That's why it's caps lock. Ready? Not ready. It's like, wait a minute. He gives the thumbs.
We'll charge him for that PC. No, it was no one.
Yeah, it was no one.
As long as it's on him and not the PCs, I don't.
Yeah, it's cool.
Well, that's a good start before your match. That's one way to go from ready to being not ready at all. But game 2 coming up. Do you expect another VP victory or?
After that last game, more than likely, but I think LGD is going to be more to like their standard kind of thing. Like Bobo was kind of mentioning it. They usually have like one kind of set roaming hero and then one big team fighter, like on their supports at least. This time they had a Tree Protector and a Clockwork. Yep. And Yao tried to play this, he tried to move around a lot with this tree. He got very underleveled. Victoria had a very rough game, which I don't see him actually do too often. He usually is like one of like the standout players for that team as the support. But yeah, that game he was suffering pretty hard on that Clockwork. And then they had 11 on like a Venomancer, so it's like it seemed like a little bit it seemed very strange compared to what they usually like to do.
Yeah. I didn't watch the previous game. I was outside playing some fun games with the friends. But the LGD looked really strong against NP, but I don't know what to say about MP VP. VP overall stronger team in my opinion. But LGD kinda struggling to actually finish the game, even if they have, let's say, 25%.
25,000, 25%.
25%. All right.
We're not mathematicians here. Neither's Valve, I guess, based on some of those percents. But
it's pretty tough to see actually. What we had to keep like asking, like, oh, what's in that worth? Oh, okay. It's confusing.
It's weird because like before I was at it, you just see the graph every 5-10 minutes and you'd be used to it. But now that it's always there or was always there, you just got so used to being able to check it whenever you want. And now I don't know. It gets taken away. You get these percents. It's like, what is going on?
They're gonna reverse it probably because it makes no sense.
I mean, it's also just the wrong numbers, you know.
Well, hello,
Bulba's
Wizard.
a smart guy. Have you figured out the percents, the numbers, Bulba? Do you know what's going on?
No, I don't know what they are.
Could you figure it out at all? Because I was really struggling to see what it meant. Because it said like 17% when they were 3K ahead, and then it said 17% when they were 8K ahead as well. So I was like,
that's the best percentage in Dota, 17%. Spirit Breaker Bash.
Huh? Maybe that's just it like sits around there.
Well, maybe 10%.
Who's the 10% Bash?
Not Bash, 10%.
Sorry, I'm a little slow in the afternoon.
How's your food?
Form.
It's pretty
How's
good.
your food, Boba?
It's pretty good.
Oh man.
What's Envy doing?
He's trying to start a war. That's what he's trying to do.
I could smell him from a distance.
Bulba, did you smell the trophy?
No.
You don't touch the trophy. That's like a bad luck, right?
Yeah, it is.
You wouldn't. Oh, you're not gonna touch it. I mean, anyway. So just.
Shut up. I missed you, man.
Me too. But we really didn't see each other since TI2.
I think so. I mean, you were like missing or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you went missing?
Yeah, you went missing.
At TI2? No, he was there.
No, just like
Oh,
the
okay.
break.
I didn't know you at TI2. I was like, hey.
Well, you should get your facts before sitting next to me.
I was like, hey, man. And you were just like,
That's CLG Lacoste right there.
Yeah,
that is
Lacoste,
CLG Lacoste.
CLG.
I almost played for them at TI2.
Really?
Yeah. Podcast couldn't play.
Really?
How does he not know this?
I think only they
because
talked
he's
about
making it up, probably.
I wish I was.
Yeah. I wish you played.
Huh?
Say again?
I didn't say anything.
I said I wish you played.
You wish I played? How'd you guys do?
Not great.
Oh, the group stages were rough.
Yeah,
That's right. We
Yeah,
won't talk. We'll get out of the way from that.
before TI2, we actually won the first Beyond the Summit tournament, the online one.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
beat,
you beat us.
beat China. You know.
Oh, no, you beat China.
I remember that.
We
Did
were
you?
really strong
you
during
did.
that phase before the TI2.
This
Then
is the only tournament that ever, like online tournament that had like China versus Europe versus America.
Did you guys win that one? I thought
Yeah.
we won that one.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah, that tournament
Again,
also
get your
had that.
facts
No, we
straight.
also won.
That was a different tournament. That was
a
the
different tournament.
Pro
But it was-
Dota
I don't
or
think
something.
two teams can win the same
The
tournament.
tournament
Not
you won
sure.
But it was
only
also
you.
versus China.
It was only you guys and Chinese teams.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and
That's
you
what I
guys,
remember.
they played, all the Chinese teams played you guys on US East. Remember?
No, we played China games.
Really?
Yeah, we played China games. But
Okay.
we also played you guys and we lost to you. I remember the tournament. Yeah, we lost to you guys before, and then you guys went forward.
It was like Europe
It's a
versus
long time
China
ago.
playing on US servers. It's
Yeah.
like, what's going on here? Dota's come a long way since then.
Yeah.
So game 2's coming up. I don't know if VP's going to be ready soon. Hopefully they solve Solo's spilt cup.
They're
still
still
in their
drying.
Solo cup, still drying off. Looks like they're a bit more ready and coordinated. How good do you think VP is right now, Sam? Can anyone beat them at this tournament? Can you guys?
Hopefully, I think they're definitely trying stuff out. Like, so I think anything is up. I mean, this patch, it's still very new and undiscovered. Like there was some ideas, like it was like the EG. First, it was like the Liquid versus TNC. Remember that tournament? And then there was like kind of direction it was headed towards after that tournament. And then EG won Manila. I mean, Dota, everyone just copies the team that won, and then a bunch of other teams try it. And it's like a mix of copiers and a mix of people trying to win.
So people copying Liquid right now after that Epicenter run?
I mean, they're copying like heroes, not just like not the strats overall, because
Yeah.
in the end it's what Liquid does, but like the heroes like Bristle, it's definitely. But we haven't seen much Bristle in this tournament, honestly. He got a slight nerf, but I didn't think it was too big of a nerf. And what else?
Sam, what do you think about counter heroes to Bristleback? Like, what's the ultimate counter? Why don't people pick Slark against it? His natural Shadowblade carrier, then he can upgrade it. And
I think the lane is.
I think Slark in here in general on this patch it feels very weak.
what about OD?
The OD is definitely one of the better
OD's
ones.
good.
Like EG used it versus Secret at Epicenter,
Mhm.
but Sven is probably the best one. I think Sven in general just feels very strong in this patch. You might we're probably gonna see more Sven in this tournament. Like the hero owned when TNC played Liquid. I remember both the games TNC beat Liquid. They had Sven, if I recall, and then suddenly Sven just didn't get picked that much at Epicenter. But I always felt the hero was very strong, and he didn't really get nerfed that much. Like he got the big strength boost for the new patch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like when you ult, and then the strength got nerfed a bit, but conceptually, like that hero getting strength as well as like a shit ton of damage, it just like sounds really good.
And Mask of Madness getting buffed,
Yeah, and
right?
so and overall, and the Ancients respawning every
Yep.
minute. So
What about Terrorblade against Bristleback? What do you think about that? Just swapping the HP or just going for Diffusal Blade, just burning all his mana pool? Maybe even having a Terrorblade with, let's say, natural Dagon
problem with
carrier, like
the-
Puck, just swap, insta-kill him?
the problem with TB is like the illusions got nerfed quite a bit, and they're really easy to kill. They give a lot more gold. They don't do much damage to towers, and he relied a lot on the illusions to farm. So that was like I think Terrorblade, he definitely feels a lot weaker, like even in pub games and stuff, compared to how he was. At Kiev, he was like the best carry by far, but now he feels a lot weaker. So
All right, we'll see if there's going to be any Bristleback this game that needs to be countered. With LGD and VP getting ready to go head-to-head once again.
So now VP at first pick, and LGD took Radiant. And last game it was switched. So it'll be interesting to see. I felt that LGD deny picked the Treant. I've never seen them pick it at all. I've never seen many Chinese teams play Treant. If I recall, does any Chinese? I saw like occasionally IG played it, but they lost every game with Treant. And I can't really call any other Chinese team really played Tree. I don't think it's very popular over there. So you could see they're very uncomfortable playing Tree. It wasn't like I think the Western teams, some of the Western teams are really, really good with Tree. Like you never want to give AUI Treant. I thought EG's Treant was very strong till the finals. It didn't look as strong as it used to be, and a few other teams as well. Their Treant is selling. Like Thunderbirds, or I guess Planet Odd, their Treant is very good too. So they've been the clock this time. So they don't want to give LGD the puck clock opening they had the first game, or maybe SF clock.
Well, I think most of the Chinese teams are also afraid to play against Wisp as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. They played versus though, right? They played versus NP, and then now they went back and banned it both games versus VP.
They lost it one. They lost once and beat it once.
They
right?
lost once and beat it once, yeah.
Now it's LGD versus Treant.
Okay.
So LGD's favorite supports are Phoenix and Morlock. I saw a lot of their games, and then there's also Sand King for Victoria. He plays like mostly Sand King and Clock, if I recall.
I think Sand King puck opener looks pretty decent if they want to do that.
Yeah. That's what they won the... Yeah, they beat NP with it in the first game, right?
Yeah.
What happened with Jakiro? Like the hero was during the time in Shanghai, China.
The Star Ladder.
Star Ladder, it was like first picked all the time. Or banned.
I think it was just the patch just came out, and I think Theban, you know, TNC's captain, I think he just YOLO picked it. And like I said, everyone just copies what's like winning, right? And Jakiro won a few games. He stomped IG, and IG was like considered really strong.
Yep.
And everyone was like, "Oh, maybe this Jakiro is good, and let's pick it." And then, like, oh, maybe the hero's not that good. And then it's like, yeah, that's how the Dota like competitive scene goes. Like people copy each other.
Yeah, you're talking about copying. This is the Liquid strat right there, Treant, Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix Treant, and then they took the bat.
That was the LFY strat.
Yeah,
That's
nice. Yeah.
But we don't know. Maybe that was the LGD strat that LFY copied. You know.
They're kind of co-teams there. So okay.
Because what, LFY beat LGD to get to Epicenter, right? I think it was.
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds right.
Yeah. So then they were playing like the very similar drafts.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
I
don't
saw
know.
those games. LGD, they were winning like all the games. Like they were. I felt they were like the strongest Chinese team.
Yeah.
But they always like, if they had got some 20K lead and they threw the game. Every game, if I remember.
There's a similar thing with the Summit qualifiers because they replaced CDC. It was BO5, CDC's up 2-0, LGD's up 2-0, and it was like their 10th game of the day. They've been playing all these qualifiers and they got tired. They had a lead. They kind of threw it away. So definitely LGD's been very dominant in China.
So interesting that VP still took the Phoenix. Phoenix, I don't think he's that good of a hero versus Bat, because in general you wanna the Phoenix and Treant want to be together in the lane. But they both don't do much to Bat in the lane. I thought maybe they'd pick Disruptor there, because Disruptor is very good versus Bat in lane and in the game.
Maybe they just have an idea of a draft that they want to go for, right?
Yeah. But in general, like Bat is just really good versus Phoenix. When Phoenix was very popular a while back, remember like the DAC old DAC times. But the best counter to him was Bat Rider, because you could always just find him and lasso him before he eggs. That's like the best way to play with Phoenix, right?
Didn't it also go kind of both ways though? That people would pick like Phoenix sometimes to counteract the Bat, like Bat lasso someone else, and then the Phoenix jumps in. I remember seeing that a bit, but
maybe they didn't intend to do it.
Yeah.
But like in general, Bat's like Flame Break is really good versus dive. You can always jump him. And especially Bat Night Stalker. It's the reason LFI love this is because it's so easy for Bat to initiate fights. So Dazzle, Bat. This just it's very LFY draft, like God said.
The puck comes out. That's not like a VP hero traditionally. Are they going to go some puck draw?
Yeah, that looks like a Pasha puck, right?
No, I think it's no one puck.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look at the team fight on the side of Virtus.pro.
Wow, everyone's just picking so fast.
Just such quick drafts. Terrorblade picked up instantly. Now they got the puck lone druid combo. So they're doing some like mass team fight kind of things for VP.
I'm pretty sure LFY had this exact same draft versus OG at Epicenter. They had the same 4 heroes, and then they think they had Alina mid this last pick. But you could see they definitely share some tendencies in how they pick. They did Bat Night Stalker offlane duel and Dazzle Terrorblade safe, and then Lina mid, and then the lone druid on VP.
There's some clear synergies between VP and their team fight, like the Overgrowth with the egg, the Savage Roar with the egg, the Dream Coil with the Savage Roar.
Yeah. A lot of ways to protect that egg.
What do you think about Axe for VP? Is it too greedy?
For VP Axe?
Yeah. Their heroes need so much time to kick in. The Lone Druid, Phoenix, Treant.
I think this most likely, I mean, it's potential for no one or Pasha's Puck. Last time VP ran this, they had Puck, Treant, Phoenix. They, I think it was versus IG, and Pasha played the Puck. He played it off lane. So it might just be Puck off lane. I'm not sure. Like the strength of Puck is it can be in any lane. So we'll wait to see. I think LGD have last pick, right? Yeah. So, my problem, I feel Axe, he doesn't feel very strong. I feel he got a lot of nerfs throughout the last few patches. Like, his third spell got super
Tranquil
nerfed.
boots as well.
Yeah, Tranquil's, his third spell got hit quite hard. You can't jungle, or you can jungle, but it doesn't feel that good. In general, he doesn't feel as strong in this patch. But he's definitely really good versus Dazzle Terrorblade. So, like, you know, even if he's not strong in some games, it's like there is this always, every hero in Dota has some game where you can just own. So, like, I felt this is very similar to last game. Like VP, if they get their core items and levels, I feel their lineup is very hard to fight because the strength about Bear and Phoenix together. This was like last year before TI 6 like Manila Major. It was like very popular Bear Phoenix, like newbie ran it quite a bit, and you just siege and Phoenix heals the Bear. And if you ever jump, because you always when you play Bear, you want to jump the Bear, the main hero, the fight when he's sieging. But it's like it's very awkward because then you jump the Bear, but then Phoenix uses egg, then you want to hit the Phoenix, but then he uses Savage Roar, and it's just really good synergy.
Yeah, plus Treant ulti on top
It's
of
like-
that.
Yeah, they have so much.
It's a super big death ball, but they like death ball has its weaknesses. So.
But let's talk about the timings. When Bear hits Radiance, Puck will have Blink, plus one more item, maybe Veil. Phoenix will probably be level 12 if they do good early game, and with that they can just snowball from there.
Yeah.
VP always picks that kind of a heroes that pretty much all have the same timing on the items, and then they just finish the game.
Yeah.
Would the danger be like getting there, like the laning stage, the early game? That's where LGD can. They don't need those items. They just need Metamorph to push towers. They have strong lanes with the Bat Night Stalker.
Yeah. They have to play very similar to how LFY owned a lot of their games. They have to snowball.
Yeah, LGD's team fight is pretty weak in comparison. It's like
tiny.
Wow. I mean, Sam, you said they're experimenting. I think this draft kind of sums it up in some ways.
Yeah.
So it looks like Puck off lane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tiny mid. So now what is maybe gonna play? Lina looks very good. Queen, okay, that was also very good. Oh, this is such a good Queen game. It's actually really good, but it's like it's good because Puck is not mid. If Puck was mid, it would not be a good Queen game because Puck is very good versus Quap in the 1v1. Like you saw Sumail versus SCCC that one tournament. He like shit on, and obviously Sumail is a really good laner, but that matchup's also very hard for Puck. Or sorry, for Queen.
Usually they start, at least for VP, usually they start one of the supports mid just to help out. So then probably help out the Tiny a bit, and that makes it a lot harder for Quap.
It could be next level if VP just like swap and then put Pasha mid or put no one mid on the Puck and have offlane Tiny.
Or like offlane Lone Druid even if you really want.
Because I feel you shouldn't put Tiny mid versus Quap. I feel that's a very hard matchup.
It's hard matchup, plus they don't have any heroes that can help early game, especially against Quap. Phoenix doesn't do anything, Treant doesn't do anything, can't get close.
But Solo will still probably go there. He's probably just still going to walk at that Queen of Pain, eat the Shadow Strikes or something, because that's what Solo does.
I like LGD's draft a lot more because of this Quap pick.
They have a very split push oriented kind of lineup. Take team fights on their own.
I think they're going to win the lanes really hard because I feel Dire's lanes are very weak. Bear, in general, as a hero, he's very strong in this like 1v1, but he needs his matchup. Like if you saw whenever Liquid picked it, they'd always pick it versus like DS or something, and so it looks like Bat's actually not going to contest. He's going to try and pull.
Yeah,
level 1.
Me and Fog talked about it. You can pull that stuff from time to time. People tend to forget about it.
There's probably quite a few spots you also have to check to find that Bat Rider, so unlikely to get punished immediately for this. So you think overall LGD's lanes are just going to be very dominant here?
I thought LGD would contest with Bat Night Stalker, but it seems they aren't. So now I feel like VP's safe lane is just going to have like a free game, and then I feel it's not good for VP if they have a free game.
I guess with a free lane, the supports for VP can also help the other lanes more.
Yeah. Because now VP have the angle to do like puck tree and bottom, you know? Like that's a really strong lane.
Okay, smoking
What's
right
the
away.
smoke about? Sniper courier or just where are they looking to go? Solo is headed.
Yeah, he wants to snipe the courier.
We
Okay.
did have Ghostig on here before, and he said, you know, this is Solo right here in a nutshell. He just likes to go kill some couriers.
Is this gonna happen again?
He might actually just get it, dude.
They're gonna find the Batrider.
Ooh,
They don't have kill
that.
potential on him, though.
Dive slow. Yeah, that's not going to be enough.
Yeah. He's actually going for it again.
Oh, Dazzle knows what's up.
But
Oh,
it
he
doesn't,
doesn't.
doesn't matter, though. Oh, he's going to get it. He's going to
The
get it
timing
again.
is freaking perfect.
Yeah.
That is something.
It's just Solo things. So that's how you help mid, right?
Yeah, well,
Instead
that's enough.
These crews give a lot of gold.
Yeah, dude.
So
Yeah, but still, the mid matchup.
It's still hard.
Yeah, he has a poor man's shield, but I don't think that's enough. He's gonna get some Treant heals later on when Treant gets level, let's say, 3.
Night Stalker. So it will be Night Stalker heading up top now. Wasn't there at the very immediate start? Is this enough as far as pressing the lane? Do you think, Sam?
I think so. I mean, he has to like kind of help the bat a bit. I feel it'll change the matchup.
It's pretty nice that they blocked that hard camp there from LGD. That ward spot.
Yeah.
They'll just try to pull the lane, but now Batrider can actually get a lot up here.
I feel Victoria, he has a lot more potential to have a better game like this game. I feel like in the early lane because I feel he has a lot more like opportunities to do stuff. Like he can gank mid, he can gank top. He can do stuff.
He's doing fine on CS so far.
Oh my god, this is like actually like LFY. If you watch how Afu plays, he does this exact move for Inflame. He goes to the second wave and he pulls it for his offlaner. It's like deja. It's actually like I'm watching LFY play right now. So it's pretty cool.
Those two teams played versus each other so many times. So.
So they just do the same moves. They pick the same heroes.
Like, so is this just to get your offlaner some farm? Or is there other benefits to doing this?
Because look what it does. It
pulls the whole wave back.
Yeah, he can pull, and you also deny their last hits. And now he's like stacking for the bat too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those denies are getting you experience now. So.
So now he's gonna get another wave into this. Because if you look, their small camp is blocked.
Yeah, that's all because of the camp. on
It's
the
all
side.
because of the wards. Yeah, these two wards that they placed.
So now Bat has a fun game. He's gonna have like, he's gonna get like 3 waves basically. That was the first wave. This was the second. And now he's gonna get this wave.
So keys to block both camps and then do these little creep skipping plays, and you get a big advantage in this offlane. So Pop is now pulling, not really pulling ahead of this Tiny. No one's doing a-okay here.
It's definitely the level 1. Like even though the matchup's hard, like Quap with the flask, he's gonna play a lot more aggressively. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have the flask. You can still like lose some HP, and no one's gonna play knowing like, oh, the Quap doesn't have a flask, so I'm gonna like mess with his region, and I have a flask myself. So then you win the region war, and that matters a lot right now because there's no more shrines mid. The region war between the mid players.
Well, now with the courier back, he has Null Talisman, gets his regen out, and Tiny is perhaps bullied out of this lane for a good bit.
Like how he's keeping the courier, just waiting for it to get upgraded in mid.
If you look, Ramses, he's not having a fun time. He has like 8 last hits. The enemy Terrorblade has 15. He's definitely not doing way worse than he did last game in terms of farm. He's not getting any kills on the offlaner. He's going to get some waves now, but...
And look at the wards they had to place too. What is that? 3 or 4 sentries being placed by VP, so they spent a lot of gold trying to de-ward that. And oh my goodness, that's expensive.
Yeah, and Victoria, this is like the dream for him. When you play support Night Stalker, it matters a lot about what level you are in the first night. And most Night Stalkers, they start like level 2 at nighttime. But he's already level 3, and that matters quite a bit, getting that extra level. The difference in damage between your level 1 and level 2 Void.
Thrown back here, Treant trying to fight up against this Queen of Pain. There's still a blink
He's got
out.
an arcane rune.
Maybe just wants to go for this kill. He'll blink away, gets the kill.
Maybe got.
Nicely played.
Yeah, that's really good.
If he had gotten the toss on the Queen of Pain, maybe it would have been a little bit different. He's gonna be able to
Because
get
of
it
toss.
though? Oh,
Nah, it's not enough.
Not enough.
Okay, so look at Victoria. He's rotating in.
Can they do something?
Queen
Maybe
still
he's
pretty
very
low.
low.
Queen blinked towards the shrine, but there is no shrine yet.
There's a rune bottom.
Gonna
Should
fill
get
up his
that.
bottle.
Doesn't want to immediately go for it. Goes for the double rune, bounty rune into the illusion rune. Yeah, this will be a lot of regen for him to sit in that lane with. Gets those backpack null talismans as well.
So this is kind of like right now maybe's game to like win it for his team because he's doing really well. He's level 5.
And Stalker coming in. Here comes the Queen of Pain as well, and looks like VP just going to scurry away.
Solo's in trouble.
Oh yeah, they're actually going to dive this one, and with the Trink going down, they're not too afraid of perhaps this swoop in. The Phoenix gets the dive off. Night Stalker
Toss.
slowed down, needs some vision for it, but
They don't have great like counter ganking heroes on the side of VP. Like if those kind of dives, like well, not really full dive, but dives happen, no one can really TP and save anybody. Like Puck doesn't want to move. You want to sit in your lane statically. Phoenix as well. You want to be able to pull. So those two wards coming out from LGD in the early game, just the way that they manipulated the safe lane is really costing VP.
Well, that's the thing. They picked Phoenix and Treant Protector as duo support. That's really greedy, and now they're paying the price for it.
Yeah.
So Quap has 6. That's a really big power spike for Queen. Now it's like when Queen hits 6, you have to be afraid on the map when you're playing versus her because she can be anywhere instantly with TP, Blink. So like VP make a move top, you know, they can't actually make a move top. They can't make a move on any of these lanes because Queen at 6. It's the strength of Queen.
Yeah. So is Queen looking to rotate or just wait for a VP to make a mistake more then?
It's up to their team. Now they have a lot of options, you know, because like in this patch, like look at the mid hero in levels compared to everyone else. With the extra creep, it makes the game very snowball towards the mid hero. So now the Queen is just level 6. She's like taking over the game. She's fine.
That takes a bit of damage there, but not going to get any sort of a kill there. Bottom lane, Puck doing alright on levels, but could be in a bit of a tough spot. Night Stalker has been everywhere from top to mid to bottom, finds a kill on the Puck.
Yeah, Victoria's having a great game.
Yeah. So.
And all of that kind of set up from those early wards and pulls, you think?
Yeah.
Just that efficiency move too. Like he takes the creep wave between the thing, he stacks the camp, and then he gets like 2 free waves for a Night Stalker. It's a dream.
Oh, 11. There's the Queen of
Ramses.
Pain move, and it's going to be a kill on the Lone Druid. Sonic Wave expended to make sure they get it. Looking for a second, and without a dive, Lil may just be dead here. It looks like there is no escape for him. They'll burn down to the ground. Lil has stick charges. We'll pop them, and I don't think Old 11 was perhaps expecting that one, because it's going to force an extra bit of commitment. Blink in, second kill going the way of the Quap.
And Pasha dies again.
Ooh. LGD are just crushing the lanes right now.
40% advantage right now.
Whatever that means.
Oh, they fixed the numbers at least, I think, because last game it was just like stuck on like a tiny percent.
Yeah, this might be like maybe's Storm Spirit game in the 3rd game versus NP. That was like the most farm Storm I've ever seen, even in pubs. And he just took over the game. And you give a player like this, like he's always been this kind of player, you know. TI5, he had a Shadow Fiend. You give LGD Shadow Fiend and he snowballs, like they just won every game. They got top 3 purely because like you know, they just played so well around maybe.
Do you think Batrider will go straight for Dagger? He has drums queued up, but has almost enough gold for Blink. Would you go for Blink, Bulba?
I'm not sure.
I don't think he needs it.
Yeah, he doesn't need it because they have a lot of ways to catch. I think in general, the drums is so good on Bat because it gives you everything you really need. You have a lot of HP. When you buy Drum's Wand, you have a lot of turnaround potential with the Firefly.
Both have their potential though, right? To like get surround the tower and use the timing with meta. So I could see him go either. He's probably gonna go Blink this game though, because he's just banking for it.
What's VP's like comeback play? Is it just the team fight, the level 6s, or is it like tiny Blink? What are they kind of looking for right now?
They need Puck ulti to actually get something. Then they need to smoke up, get a gang with Puck ulti, and get the levels on Treant and Phoenix.
Need their 6s, yeah.
It's tiny. Yeah, he needs this dagger. They need Puck level 6. They need their supports to get 6. They need a lot of stuff.
Because Lone Druid just wants to farm. He gets his Midas. He's not really looking to rotate or move off of that top lane, I imagine.
Yeah. So.
Tiny, though, uses his spell on a creep wave, and he's going to regret that one. Has absolutely nothing to throw at maybe, and the Queen of Pain will get another kill.
Maybe just taking over the game. It's very hard to stop. Now they need to wait for like the classic 3-2-2 Quap. Like, you know, when you play in pubs and you're playing Queen, I'm sure this happens in like every MMR, and you get all these early kills because the hero is like super snowball, and then you do that random, you know, I can blink in, I blink into 5 heroes at their tier 4, and you give up a shit ton of gold. It's like the classic QoP 3-2-2.
Yep.
So now Dire's waiting for that
Well,
classic QoP
the
3-2-2.
quad blink in is there, but
That's on top of Phoenix.
okay. Bat will be there on the retreating Phoenix, gets the kill. The blink dagger is the item of choice, and for now, doesn't seem to matter what item Old 11 has, considering LGD's lead.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Ramsey says Midas and the Radiance
Ramses
queued
is
up.
really sad.
He's just like, this game's falling apart. He hasn't really had much say in this game.
Yeah. I mean, this hero is very interesting because I thought with the Rabbit nerf, this hero would just be like dead because it hurt him so much. But I mean, Liquid found some ways to play him. But I felt they're the only team that's made this hero work. And
Defensive, very defensive coil.
Whew. Just wants to stop the blink lasso, I guess. The fear factor.
he's just playing with.
What is it about them that make it work that other teams don't?
I mean,
Do you
they've played Lone for so long, right? Like Shanghai Major, Manila Major, like maybe I guess not TI, but in general, it fits them quite well, and they know how to play with the hero. And he has a really good bear.
Yeah, and that's something. I think I had an interview after they won, and I can't remember the captain Kuro. Someone said, yeah, we've got like one of the best lone druid players. But it's nice when you can run it in the mid lane as well as the safe lane as well.
Yeah.
It gives you that flexibility.
Well, that's also very important because he plays it a lot mid. He's just a hard hero to beat mid too.
There we go. Blink lasso. They want this puck. Extra damage coming in from the Dazzle. Doesn't hit the heal bomb, but looks like the Queen of Pain will be there to help secure the kill for Old 11. Or just 11 now. He's gone back to his roots.
Yeah.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So I'm not. Let's check the Phoenix. They have the tome.
Dire's
It's not sure if
I
that
guess
was
they
Phoenix.
use the tome and they're still only level
Yeah,
5.
I
I think
It's
so
sad.
too.
That's when things are going very rough.
Yeah.
Is Phoenix 6 even going to be enough at this point for them to take a team fight?
No, they just need to they have to wait for the tiny dagger,
has fallen.
and they need to bait LGD into a shitty situation. Like you know, LGD, they have the lead now. They're gonna be a bit cocky, and they had to abuse that basically.
They can sit behind people.
Yeah.
And hope for an over-aggressive play.
And they were playing against NP in the previous game with Storm and Drow. LGD wasn't really impatient. They just took it super slowly.
Yeah, that might be something they learned because as a team, the reason they lost a lot of these qualifiers was because they threw their leads, and they were a very good team at playing the early game. But you know, since they lost a lot of these games by throwing them, maybe they learned how to fix it. Because you know, when you lose, you learn,
Radiant's top tower
and
is under
they
attack.
definitely lost a lot of qualifiers that they probably thought we should have won, and they didn't lose confidence because they haven't changed their roster ever since. They lost Kiev Major, right, qualifiers, and they still stuck with their roster. So they
Didn't they add 11?
oh yeah, they added
Yeah.
11. Yeah, so they changed one player for 11, right?
They got rid of XE, that's right, yeah. But not like one player change. I guess, in some ways a major change, but
They have very different offlane playstyles. I think XZ's playstyle doesn't really suit this team, but Old 11's playstyle suits this team quite well. XZ's a very stable kind of offlaner. He's not really gonna make he's not gonna die for his team. I don't know how to describe that, but Old 11 is a player that'll die. And if you remember when XZ was most successful was with CDC, when he had two very unselfish core players in Shiki and Aggressive.
yep.
Collapsing on Ramses here.
This is a big kill if they can get it. He's maybe the late game policy for VP here with the Radiance.
Again, defensive coil.
It stops the initial lasso from the bat, right? If he wants to look for it after his blink comes back up, he could do so, but not going to be a chance.
They're just stalling as best as they can to get tiny blink dagger and try to go for Lone Druid Radiance, but it's looking very tough.
Without Puck ulti, they can't even defend the tier 2 tower on top anymore.
Yeah.
Metamorphosis is up.
Yep. I'll pop that one. Try and get this tower. Not gonna be the fastest tower, but should be something that they get undefended.
So this Treant hero, definitely after this loss, the first loss, if VP were to lose this game, LGD after their first game, they definitely were yeah, we don't Like they probably like, oh, we overrate Treant, probably we shouldn't pick it, we should pick our own stuff. Now Treant's like been losing quite a bit in a lot of matches, right? So this is there's the team fight that they want to look for.
Yeah, they've got the ultis, except for the pucks. Perhaps that's going to be problematic. They toss into an illusion.
Tiny's dagger is up. It's
dear.
coming.
Yeah.
That may be the item they really want, but LGD are going to reinitiate. They look for the lasso. They don't get it immediately, and Puck gets a silence off, but there's a silence back onto the Puck. Overgrowth egg. Here's the team fight coming out of VP. They've got 1 kill immediately onto the Night Stalker, and LGD, they've got nothing to do except run. The coiled up Alt 11 cannot run. We get graved up, TP out potentially there, but with the toss, I don't think he's going to get off. He's just trying to burn them down and take them with him. Not going to be able to get the chance to do so immediately, and the Tiny will be there to blink after him, chase him down. 2 kills for VP.
That's the first 3-2-2. Now they need like...
Oh, is there the counterplay here, though? Maybe. Will he blink in and die? No, he will.
Tier 2 got claimed, though.
Yeah. That was space for Ramses, if you look at his net worth.
6.3k, so close to the Radiance now. Yeah, it's almost Relic money. Promising. Give VP, I think they're slowly kind of clawing their way back in now that they've got this
gives
blink.
them some hope.
Baby
They're
steps.
like, now Pasha's like, I have my dagger soon. And now they're like, oh, suddenly I have this revitalized, like, because it was 10-0, right? And it feels bad.
Yep.
And suddenly now, like, the Phoenix got a kill, the Puck got some gold. Now now Phoenix is gonna get some farm bottom.
You just think like what their team fight's gonna look like too.
Yeah. Now they're gonna be like, oh, maybe now we have a chance, you know. So, and that also makes LGD. They're gonna play a bit more like cautious now, and that makes space for the enemy team. So, Dota's a lot about these mental games in the game. How you feel and like the momentum and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of like, you know, what is momentum exactly in terms of Dota? It's a lot about how you're feeling. You can't tell how much of a net worth lead you have in game.
Yeah.
You can only feel it. And when these things happen, like you feel like, oh, suddenly you have a, you know, like, oh, the game might be closer. And they're buried as a relic.
You can actually if you're playing Bounty Hunter.
True. So.
Well, another Metamorphosis, they want to go mid, but it's actually top lane where Victoria going on Ramses. Blink Lasso's there, but he doesn't get the Saboteur off on the bat. He's already blinked in, and there's no escape for the old Lone Druid, and that is a problematic time to die when you are working on a Radiance. Queen of Pain wants solo living armor. Is that going to be enough? The tiny toss avalanche combo does not bring down Victoria. There's the Overgrowth with the Supernova, and VP putting things together nicely. Is there going to be follow-up damage after the egg goes off? They're still chasing. They want Yao's Dazzle. They won't get him because of the Grave immediately, and the problem is the TB has Metamorphosis sitting on this high ground. Will turn around and fight his way through this one. Tiny three-man combo, but he gets sundered, and no one goes down to the Sonic Wave. Perfectly turned around upon. VP trying to get one last kill. The poor Dazzle is gonna survive.
Does he have his blink?
Oh, nice
Yules.
Nice Yules.
Will not get the Jawn. And that's gonna be it for that fight as VP crumble towards the end there.
That could have, like, the way I see it, if Bear was alive and farming during all this and that team fight happened, those deaths wouldn't have been as bad, but he also died. Because then it's space for Bear in a way. But then it's like they killed the Bear and then they also died. And now it's like, that's like kind of the... yeah.
That was a nice sunder into Sonic Wave.
And this also, when you play Bear and you have to... you buy the relic, the recipe before the relic, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
because the relic farm makes you also farm faster.
Just didn't want to lose gold, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, also one thing about Tiny, the hero got a little bit of loving almost every patch, but I still think it's not enough, especially for you have a raindrops and the hero is pretty much useless.
Blocks a lot of that combo damage. Well, they're killing Bear again, so he's going to lose more money towards that Radiance. And
map control for VP is so minimal. They have no towers claimed. They've lost tier 2s already, and they're just getting run down.
Yikes. Yep. And then this is kind of LGD knowing those ultis are on cooldown. The Overgrowth only just came up. The egg is still down, so they're playing around that knowledge.
Well, the good thing for VP is that they have Treant Protector, and if they don't take tier 3 towers down, they can still stall.
Yeah. But the tree in general, if you lose your towers, like, besides he's not that, like, he doesn't give you damage. It's the only issue he has as a hero. So when you're behind and you don't have this, like, you kind of rely on your supports to give you, but he doesn't give you any damage at all. It doesn't feel that good playing with this hero when you're behind. I feel in general like this hero is kind of being exposed the last few tournament games it's been played. I feel like, I mean, it's a mix of like the hero got nerfed. He doesn't feel good to play early game because like your move speed is a lot slower. Like look at this tree, just moving slow in general, and that paired with like how this overall the patch changes and stuff. You can see he doesn't feel as strong as he did it, like for example at Kiev. Like at Kiev he was by far the best hero, but here you can see in the past few tournaments he hasn't been like, doesn't feel as good.
Had this slow start, just max out the living armor for the team, but they can deal with that pretty easily with the Bat Rider being able to burn through it nice and fast. And they're going to go for the Aegis here. Probably take Queen of Pain. The Aegis carrier.
Terrorblade's going to get it.
TB.
Yeah, he made space.
Okay.
Alright, nope, he made space for nothing then.
Space for the Queen of Pain to pick up the Aegis, is what you were trying to say. Space created.
Yeah, you can see like both these, like I said in the cast last game, like these teams are very similar in their players. Their offlaners are a bit different, but I feel their 1 and 2 positions are very similar. I feel like maybe is a very similar player to No One, and I feel like you know, just Amy and Ramsey, they're both very stable carry players. They farm a lot, so in general it's just like how the 1 and 2, like they're just both like the game pace of the game feels very similar. Like last game. Now it's just like LG is going to group up. They have Aegis, they have meta, and they're just going to go high ground soon.
They're stacking hoods, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to just ruin Tiny. He's very reliant on his spell combo to kill heroes.
Well, everything they have is magical damage.
Yep.
Maybe just some right clicks from the bear, but that's it.
They'll have some at least decent teamfight control. It's just whether they can actually kill the heroes while they're locked down from the puck, the tree, and the Phoenix X stun.
300 gold away from Radiance. Also, no one is getting close to Shadowblade. Once he gets that, they can try to take a fight, just kill the Dazzle instantly. That's the one way of taking a fight. What does Dazzle have? Does he have Raindrop, Cloak? Oh no, nothing.
It's quite squishy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Night Stalker's hard to go on with the hood, but Dazzle's, like you say, definitely the ideal target.
also has one hood.
Okay.
They have Radiance, but NS has Pipes soon, and the Pipes can nullify a lot of damage from Dire.
Oh, that's what Dazzle's got, plus 125 health.
Pipe just owns all of VP's heroes, honestly. Phoenix doesn't do pure damage anymore. They have their main source of damage is all magic.
VP gonna try and get a tower as they head towards bottom lane. We'll go undefended for now as LGD do seem to be converging towards this bottom lane. They don't seem to care about defending the tower, but they want to take a fight around this night vision of theirs. Can they take on VP? I think with the Aegis, they're not even afraid of this Treant Phoenix combo, and yeah, VP are actually all TPing out one by one. They morph their way back to base. And what do LGD look to do? Because they've taken all these out of towers. Like, do you set your sights on the high ground at this point, Sam? Do you look elsewhere?
Yeah, they definitely need to get a tier 3 so they can take the shrines. They should probably just go now with the DD rune.
They have everything they need. The BKB on Terrorblade, Queen of Pain is full. Do they have a pipe ready? Okay, there's a 4-staff on Bat Rider actually, so better initiation. The 4-staff is flying to Queen of Pain,
they wanna,
to Bat Rider.
They want to let Night Stalker do his Night Stalker things first, though. They want to maybe get a kill.
No, they're making a beeline from bottom to top, but
This Terrorblade is so massive.
Yeah.
3 core items, 22 minutes.
I feel they can just kind of hit high ground. But the thing with them is they can't do chip, so they have to commit because of tree. But
it's
committing
still
is still scary versus this lineup.
Yeah, it's a lineup that will punish you for any small mistake.
Positioning mistakes will be.
Can we get a goal graph? It's 50%.
Ooh,
15,000.
Hefty.
How is that 50%?
You look at the numbers. It was like 27,000 versus 42,000.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense then.
That's roughly like a 50% difference.
Pasha goes down to the Orchid from maybe? No, Sonic Wave
so that's
committed.
going to be their cue to hit high ground. But,
Yep. The Sunray's on the
no one's
illusion.
going to try and toss someone back.
Dazzle. Oh, they
There's
have a vision
sentry,
on him.
And if they can punish no one for this, it's a great start to the fight. And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Tiny buys back, but they've got the lasso as well. Say goodbye to your lone druid, and the egg is just going to be used in vain at this point. Perhaps there's the overgrowth. They're all buying back. They want to turn this one around. They need kills off of this, though, and for now they're not getting it. TP has a Sunder. Can he use it with the Grave? You betcha. Sunder's a teammate. That's going to be a toss back. They want this Terrorblade still, and with the Savage Roar, it looks like they might be able to get him. They do get the kill. And Queen of Pain going down has the Aegis. It was a dieback for Tiny. Can they kill Pop a second time? No, siree.
There's a buyback for Lone
from
Druid
Ramses
too.
as well.
Yeah.
Lone Druid, Tiny, 2 buybacks. That's an expensive hold. And is Ramsey going to die back as well? No. That was tough. This Dazzle TP was something like LFY were picking a lot just because you guarantee that that Sunder can go off from the TB when he gets low. Even if he's disabled silence, you buy your TB some time.
Well, that's the thing, they didn't do any damage. The tier 3 tower is gonna be healed up, so they lost Aegis, but they had to commit some buybacks. But overall, VP still has a lot of time.
I think now it's daytime. They have 2 options now. They can just kind of chill, get some more items up. Because right now it's like, from LGD's position, they definitely feel it's impossible to lose. Like, you know, like that wasn't a good. Like, even though they defended, it's not like their lineup doesn't scale better too. You know what I'm saying? Like, VP doesn't scale well compared to LGD, and they also just bought back on a lot of heroes. So it's not like it's not a good high ground defense. You know what I'm saying? You want to like VP needs to like kill a bunch of people and then go and maybe take a tier 2 or something.
I mean, now LGD's maybe just saying, oh, well, we're in a better position, even though we can't push high ground, we just wait for next stages? Or?
Yeah, we also outscale
definitely.
you. Like, we have a much better lineup. Like, late game, there's no way that LGD's lineup doesn't loses.
And VP seem to realize that because they do go look for that fight. They don't want to just sit back and let LGD farm, wait for the next Aegis.
Ults are ready. They're trying to use everything they can to get some more tower advantage.
Positioning from LGD is very good, though. Hiding in the trees, sitting on the high ground there. VP are going to show themselves now, and 11 not going to jump. Probably knows that he's with friends.
So, Bro should be up within the next like 4 or 5 minutes. NS, does he have his pipe yet? No, he has it soon. Now they're gonna smoke. And so they're gonna smoke and abuse darkness.
Yeah. And they will use darkness, maybe combo with a Bat Rider initiation.
Yeah.
A lot of heroes being missing off the map. We'll see if VP expect this one or even try and take the fight. No one's in a good position to break it, but he does not get the blink away.
Gem Bat Rider now, too.
They see him immediately, they catch him, and they know he has no buyback, so they may actually consider going high ground off of that one. We'll continue to push out this mid lane. VP already setting up some vision on the high ground to help
They have
them
a
out.
glyph ready, +3 and heal. They still can take the tower down before Tiny gets out.
Maybe test that theory as TB can start getting to work on his Fire Spirits, doing their part to keep this tower alive.
Bear has a medallion, and he finished phase boots on the Bear too.
Getting a Solar Crest, or
Just needs armor and anything, right?
Yeah.
At least at this point.
He melts to Terrorblade.
Yeah, they just hit
Bear.
the Bear.
comes the Sunray. Can they bring down this tower? They need to either start a fight or commit to this tower, because Treant will heal this up if they don't.
Daytime.
There's the Bay. Talked about how much it melts, and we're seeing it there. 3-man Dream Call. They can force this one. Phoenix goes in as well. The egg not quite in the middle of everything. Perhaps going to cost them if they don't get that Supernova stun off, and LGD lose Dazzle. They kind of just back off here. They look to reinitiate. TB's BKB being kind of wasted, but
Yeah, Metamorphosis is going out again. Tower's gonna get healed up. They need to back off.
It's okay.
Pretty good
for
hold.
VP.
Well, that's what VP needs to do. They just need to try to get hands on the Dazzle, just to insta-kill him. That was a bad combo from Treant and Phoenix, but if they do it right, they can make a comeback. As you mentioned, he went for Phase Boots and Medallion, so he's going like all-in items right now, because they know if they lose a fight, they will lose a game.
Yep.
LGD not done hunting. See if they can find the puck. They will do so. The silence is there. The Phoenix doesn't have an egg. No one actually jumps into this one. Balls of Steel from the Tiny. And the Savage Roar looks like will bail him out.
It's nighttime still, so they want to fight.
tough. They managed to get
Oh,
the
Ramsey's
bear.
Ramsey's-
Oh, blocking himself on the bear. The missed micro there may cost him.
6
as
seconds for Roar. It's
Yep.
down.
No
He
Rod
tossed him back.
almost helped him out, but no one now caught out as well. None of these heroes are buyback. This is
Actually,
just,
just,
yeah,
they're
just
just
game.
calling it.
Well, you kind of mentioned it. One lost fight is game when you use those buybacks, and VP caught outside. Some questionable positioning, perhaps.
Yeah, if they didn't get caught, they could stall the game, let's say, for the next 10, maybe even 15 minutes.
Yeah.
LGD having a very snowball-esque draft, but those wards, those two wards blocking the camps were pretty game-winning, and the way they manipulated the safe lane creeps was just super good from the Batrider and Night Stalker. It gave Victoria so much liberty to move to all 3 lanes, and he like won them all 3 lanes, even though maybe was of course doing very well versus Tiny.
Yeah.
It was just very good planning coming up for them. They're like, okay, this is greedy, we know what we can get away with, and they executed it.
It's a too greedy lineup from VP. They had Phoenix and the Treant. It's not that that can work. Like, could show these two can work together, but you need to have something more active on mid. Tiny is a kind of an active hero, but he gets destroyed in the lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw like
by Queen of Pain, and also you have
Puck offlane is, you know, that it takes time to get. Like,
also
you need
Lone
time.
Druid. You need the more active carry to have those two be good together. I guess.
saw Dragon Knight was I don't think it was banned. I think VP should have picked DK for no one. It was unpicked, unbanned. And also I think DK is very good versus all of Maybe's heroes mid. It's very good versus his Queen, for example. He loves playing Storm too.
Puck as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Dragon Knight. Also, no one has like I said before earlier, like he has probably has the best Dragon Knight like in Europe, I think. So I think it also fits really well, like DK with Phoenix Sunray. It's a lot of really good synergy. It's some hero that can make space for Syllabear, but instead what happened was like the bear and the Tiny were just trying to find farm everywhere.
Even Puck was.
Even Puck's trying to,
blink,
Puck's
you know?
farm reliant as well, farm reliant offlaner.
They have 3 cores trying to find farm and 2 supports that can't create space to farm.
Yeah,
so.
they're not great rotating heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we saw this Tree and Phoenix last time from VP, and I remember with you in
Yeah,
the panel,
we were talking
just
on the
like,
panel.
the Phoenix for Lil doesn't really feel like a Lil hero as well in some ways. Like, he can't be as active.
I like
so.
seeing him on those like moving heroes that can actually just kill. Like
Yeah,
he's a hungry player. Like Phoenix doesn't feel like that hunger kind of thing where you just go kill people.
It was the game versus IG.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the same story kind of. That game they were doing better the game, but it was the same thing. You could tell like it's not a Lil hero, and also like it's a very awkward. Like I mean, theoretically it's a really good combo, right? But both those heroes have quite a bit of weaknesses. So.
I feel like it's just like I usually see, like Phoenix is like the team fighter, right? And I always see Solo playing that big team fighter and Lil making the space, running around with some like sanking, something like that. So.
With that said, I think there was like clear signs VP experimenting with their
Yeah,
picks. I mean, they're
definitely.
busting out a Tiny. We haven't even really seen Ramses on Lone Druid, so perhaps it'll be more standard VP in Game 3.
Yeah. LGD had a really good game plan too. Like we could tell they recognized exactly what they needed to do in that game.
So there's like 2 paths I think VP can go. One, they can say like their draft was shit, like, and they're like, oh, we couldn't win that game at all. And the other path is they could show respect towards LGD and ban the Night Stalker, because they could see like LGD is very comfortable playing Night Stalker. It was like the same story with LFY at Epicenter with the Night Stalker. Like Afu's Night Stalker was like something else. It was insane. So I could feel like the same kind of vibe I'm getting from this team. And if VP are thinking like that, instead of banning the Omni, because I feel like they just have no other ban, they could just ban the NS and deal with other 2 heroes that LGD plays. Because I think they're just banning Omni because they're like, we don't know what to ban versus team. We've never seen them play on this patch. You know, they beat NP with a last pick Omni, and you can't just pick Omni first phase. You know, it's not like. I feel like if VP want to go that route, they should ban the Night Stalker. But if they're cocky and they think like we lost ourselves this game, I feel as a team they are kind of gonna be towards that, you know, like the cocky attitude, which is good and fine. But they're gonna have to play versus LGD's Night Stalker again, and I think that's it definitely feels like one of their stronger heroes. So.
Oh, I have a question for you, Sam. Why do you think they can't pick Omni Knight in the first phase?
Because I know if they pick Omni, or VP are gonna insta pick Ursa, and suddenly Omni has no game. So.
Could you do if you're like if you first pick, use your second pick and then you can ban the Ursa?
You could do that, but it's just like the Omni was so good in that game. You know, you don't just pick Omni for picking Omni. You know what I'm saying? Like the hero, like if he doesn't have a purpose, he feels really useless. He's not like other offlane heroes. He doesn't really have catch. He doesn't really have any initiation. He's not that good of a team fighter. He's just an Omni Knight.
Okay. We'll see what route VP look to go. You mentioned some different options. Game 3 coming up, guys. You're watching the Dota Summit 7. Thanks for joining us, Sam, and thanks you guys for joining me. We'll be back after a quick break.